You ever wake up one day and realize that the world around you is just a stage? That everyone's running around like puppets on strings, reciting lines they don't even understand? You look at them, moving, talking, laughing, and it hits you. They're not living, they're surviving. They're stuck in this endless loop of mediocrity, chasing things they don't need, wanting approval from people who don't matter. And then there's you, sitting there, watching, seeing through the cracks in their facade. That moment, that split second when clarity slams into you like a freight train, it changes everything. Suddenly you can't unsee it. The lies, the masks, the fake smiles plastered across faces like cheap paint. Everyone's pretending, but you're wide awake in a room full of sleepwalkers. And let me tell you something, kid. Being awake isn't a gift, it's a curse. A heavy, suffocating weight that settles on your chest and makes breathing feel like an effort. But here's the thing. You don't get to go back to sleep once you've seen the truth. No amount of noise, no distraction, no lie will ever dull the sharpness of what you now know. So what do? You sit, you watch, you bleed inside your own skull while the rest of the world keeps spinning. Let me break it down for you. Most people hate silence because silence forces them to confront themselves. When the music stops, when the chatter fades, when the distractions disappear, all that's left is the hollow echo of who they really are. And trust me, most people can't handle that. They fill their lives with noise because the alternative is too terrifying. Parties, friends, social media. It's all just static to drown out the voice in their heads whispering, "You're nothing." But you're different. You crave the silence. You feed off it. Because in the silence you find power. Power wrapped in patience. Power hidden in observation. Power that doesn't scream or shout or beg for attention. Real power sits quietly, waiting for its moment to strike. And here's the kicker. The world doesn't care about your pain. Not really. Oh sure, they'll throw you a pity party if it makes them feel better about themselves. They'll pat you on the back and say, "I'm sorry," while secretly hoping you stay broken so they can feel superior. But deep down, they don't give a damn. They expect you to crumble. They want you to lose your mind. They count on you snapping because it gives them permission to point fingers and say, "See, he was the problem." But you're smarter than that. You know better. You don't scream, you don't beg, you don't lash out, you just watch. Watch as they trip over their own lies. Watch as they betray each other without blinking. Watch as they destroy themselves while you stand still, untouched, untouchable. Because here's the truth. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is strength. It's the ultimate weapon. People mistake quiet for submission, for passivity, for fear. But they're wrong. Silence is where the real work happens. While they're busy shouting and flexing and trying to prove how tough they are, you're observing, calculating, strategizing. Every word they say, every move they make, every mask they wear, it all gets filed away in your head. You don't react, you wait. And when the time comes, when the pieces fall into place, you strike, not with anger, not with emotion, with precision, with purpose, with consequences. But before you get there, before you become the storm that tears down everything fake and leaves only the real, you have to go through the fire. You have to burn. Burn away the illusions. Burn away the guilt. Burn away the need for validation. Pain is the teacher you didn't ask for, but it's the one you needed. It shows you who's real, and who's not. It strips away the layers of bullshit until all that's left is the core, the raw, unfiltered truth. And yeah, it hurts. But pain isn't the enemy. Pain is the sculptor. It carves away everything that doesn't belong, leaving behind something stronger, sharper, more resilient, something dangerous. So stop trying to fix people who don't want to be fixed. Stop handing your peace to parasites who don't know what peace feels like. Stop explaining yourself to people who've already made up their minds about you. You don't owe them anything. Not your words, not your presence, not your understanding. What you owe is to yourself, to the version of you that sat alone at night, questioning your worth, wondering why it always ended in pain, to the version of you that bled silently while they danced. You owe him revenge, not the bloody kind, but the silent kind, the kind where you rise while they rot in their regret. Pain is honest. It doesn't sugarcoat. It doesn't lie. It shows you exactly who someone is beneath the surface. And once you see it, once you truly see it, you can't unsee it. You carry that knowledge like chains around your chest, weighing you down, reminding you of what you've survived. But those chains, they're also fuel. Fuel for the fire inside you. The fire that refuses to die. The fire that demands action. Don't numb it. Don't silence it. Use it. Let it consume you. Let it transform you. Let it turn you into the weapon you were always meant to be. Because here's the deal. The world doesn't respect kindness. It exploits it. It drains it. It comes back to it like a leech, sucking you dry until there's nothing left. That's your problem. You're scared of being alone, so you let everyone stay. Even the ones who poison your peace. Even the ones who stab you in the back. Even the ones who laugh at your pain. You call it loyalty. I call it suicide. You think being kind means being soft. Nah, it means being dangerous. 'Cause people forget the quiet ones. They overlook them. They underestimate them. And when the time comes, when the silent man moves, he moves like a ghost through fire. No warnings, no mercy, just consequences. Emotion is a weapon, but only if you know how to use it. Otherwise, it's a liability. Love too loud and you get exploited. Care too quick and you get used. Forgive too easy and you get repeated. The world doesn't run on love, it runs on leverage, on power. In this cold, rotten game, the one who watches without blinking wins. Not the loudest, not the flashiest, the one who waits and hits hard. Hard when it matters, hard when no one sees it coming, hard when it's too late for them to recover. People mistake silence for weakness. They forget that snakes don't hiss before they strike. You sit back. You let them laugh. Let them lie. Let them betray. All the while, you memorize every move, every word, every fake smile. And when they least expect it, when they think you've moved on or broken down, you hit. Not to wound. No, you hit to end. Quietly, cleanly. No apologies, no justifications, just results. See, silence teaches you things words never could. It sharpens your instincts. It trains your mind to watch instead of react. While they run their mouths, you're collecting data. While they brag, you're calculating. While they betray, you're strategizing. You don't need a spotlight. You are the storm that builds in the dark. And when you move, you change everything. The problem with you? You feel too much. You forgive too fast. You keep trying to fix what was never your mess to fix. You pour yourself into broken people, hoping they'll finally see your worth. But they won't. And they never will. 'Cause people don't change because of love. They change when it's too damn late. When the silence you gave them turns into absence. When your loyalty becomes distance. When your light stops shining for them. That's when they realize. But by then, they're already choking on the emptiness they created. You need to stop handing your peace to people who don't know what peace even feels like. You need to stop explaining yourself to people who've already made up their minds. You don't owe them a damn thing. Not your words, not your presence, not your understanding. What you owe is to yourself. The version of you that sat alone at night questioning your worth, wondering why it always ended in pain. You owe him revenge, not the bloody kind, but the silent kind. The kind where you rise while they rot in their regret. When the time comes, and it will, you strike, not with anger, not with emotion, with precision, with purpose, with consequences. You tear down what was never yours to begin with. You dismantle the lies they built their lives on. You expose the masks they wear. And you do it all without raising your voice, without losing your cool, without giving them the satisfaction of seeing you sweat. Because real power doesn't scream, it whispers. And when it whispers, the world listens. But here's the truth they'll never understand. This isn't about them. It's about you. About becoming the man you were always meant to be. About honoring the pain that shaped you. About embracing the silence that saved you. This is your reckoning, your redemption, your rebirth. And nothing and no one can stand in your way. So keep walking, keep grinding, keep building. Let the silence guide you. Let the pain fuel you. Let the fire inside you burn brighter than ever before. Because at the end of the day, the only person you need to impress is yourself. The only approval you need is your own. The only validation that matters is the reflection staring back at you in the mirror. And when you finally look into that mirror, don't see the man who almost broke. See the man who refused to. That's who you are now. That's who you'll always be. Silent, strong, unstoppable.